Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Hello, Monica. Hello, Gerald. Hello, Esther. Hope you all doing great and had a restful weekend. Had a restful weekend. Let me do. I think there's something happening with the sound. Okay. Can you all hear me? Maybe type in the group if everything is okay. If you can hear me loud and clear. Okay. It seems everything is fine now. Let's get started. I'm looking to get an early bedtime today. I'm looking for early bedtime. So we had an amazing week last week. Some of you were forced to take some trades, which I'm sure you found exciting. Looking at your demo account, fluctuating and all that stuff. Yeah, it takes a lot of there's a lot of how I say mental capacity as well that is involved in trading. It's not just you learning the patterns and strategies and everything. Psychologically, it plays on you as well. So anyway, all that aside, we're gonna just analyze what we should expect or suspect or anticipate this week. Okay, for this week. So our very favorite friend, Euro USD, and we're gonna look at that now. On this chart, on this platform, I don't have US dollars, so I wouldn't be able to go through US dollar what it's doing now. So I could give you that as a assignment or homework. Okay, right. So as you can see from last week, we had an expectation that price was going to come to these lows. By the way, this blue and brown lines that you can see, they're weekly highs and weekly lows. Okay. If anybody wants it, or I can post it, it's an indicator that I use. Okay, it automatically plots the lines for you. On the and those ones, the green and the red is the daily highs and daily lows. If you want it, you can have it. I'll do a small video on how to configure it as well for you, so you can have it set. Okay, it just makes life easy for you. Takes that guesswork, or no, there's no guesswork in marking the highs and lows, so it just helps you mainly. So we were looking at, okay, this high took out that week's high, and then this following week came to the low. That now gave us the idea that the algo was shifted south. And if we plotted our fib, you see that it went to the 62 retracement level with the general discount, and you can see to the peep over here, we had some sort of reaction, and this reaction as well tallies in with this manipulation bar over here. Okay, so when price got into that area, we then look for our trade opportunity. Okay, which will be on the lower time frame. So we'll be looking at our H1 engulf. Okay, if you go in there, look. So that's area I highlighted on the H4. Look at it there. So you got your H1 engulf here. So this would have been a good trade on the day, and then price retraced again back into that area. Took out an intermediate high. In fact, two intermediate highs into that level again, and then before it dropped in the direction that we're expecting. So that was one opportunity south, and then another one came into play on Thursday and Friday. Okay, Thursday and Friday drop. Okay, so now as that was playing out, now if we weren't convinced about taking the trade on this day, we could have waited for this to happen. We would have seen on Monday, it took out Friday. Is this? I think that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So no, it's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. So Tuesday took out Monday's high, and then Wednesday took out Tuesday low, confirming that we're looking for short. If you put your fib, I believe PO showed you guys this. Put your fib from the high to the low. This went beautifully and perfectly to the order block that is exactly on the discount fib. Okay, so when price got to this area, we'll then be looking for our trade as we always do. H1 engulf, so that's an H1 candle, and you'll have seen an opportunity to go short there. If I pulled so if we went into the 15-minute, you'll have seen a small order block returned into, look, so you broke the low of the H1 and returned it into 15 minutes order block there, bearish order block. Now this is sweet. So you can imagine if you caught this trade, so when you caught this trade and just held it to the end of the day, look, you have 10% there, and then 15%, look, 15% on the bottom there. Here again, the 15%. Okay, 10% was done here by Asia, and then just before London opened, 15% was done. But because you know that we're generally looking for selling, so you'll be looking again for H1 engulf opportunity again. And as you can see, the second day price rallied up, took out the high again. So Thursday took out Wednesday's high into that H1 order block that was created after the drop down. So there are two ways you could have entered this. You could have entered this just looking at, your H1 or the bearish order block that was created there. So you wouldn't have gotten in on the trade on the day. You'd have put your pending order because it's a double confirmation. It's hitting the discount area that we're looking for price to go to. It is engulfed, so you can decide to say, okay, this new H1 order block will be my entry. Okay, and you can see price entered, drop. And once this happens again, that area becomes this order block becomes another opportunity to trade short. And that's what happened here. 3 times price went into there. Finally on Friday, it took out the high. No, today it took out the high of Friday because we had a really nice double top there. It took out the high and then dropped. So as it stands today, we are taking, we've taken last week's low. If I go back to H4, last week's low has been taken out. Look at this brown line. That's the low for last week. Was taken out. So it's been taken out. So our focus will shift to this blue line at this blue line over here. And you can see there's a double top here. Okay. So we'll move to this price point, 19,001. Okay. If we go on the H1, what's H1 telling us? See, on the H1 again, this area is looking like double top to me. So I won't be surprised if I had price. Let me go back to H4. So still wouldn't be surprised if I see something like this. If I see a run past this look at this double top over here. So past that high, past this high, taking out last week's high into this discount area. Okay, that lines up with this bearish order block on the H4. Okay, so we could see that happen before it dropped down, or it could happen once it's taken past that high, it continues higher from there, or we will see price store over here at this area. We have this thick bearish order block on the H4, and then a drop. Okay, are you with me? So that's what could happen on Euro USD. If I go to the daily, I can see that. Let me quickly go into monthly. 2 seconds. So currently this month we took our last month high. So our focus will be looking at last month's low as well. So it means we could still be looking for lower prices. Once we get price goes past this low, then we know we're going to drop. At least we come in here first. That's if we take our last month's low. But at the moment, the weekly is still telling us that, it's looking bearish. So we took out that weekly high. We took out the low there. On this following week, there's a rally up. There's a retrace back into range and then a drop. And as you can see, it's currently coming down. So we have all these lows, 1, 2, to play with into last month's low. Okay, once it crosses last month's low, then we're looking for price to come to this high over here, significant high over there. Okay, so that's Euro USD. Let's go back to the weekly. Okay, so let's go to Gbp USD. So Gbp USD was a funny one. So let's look at monthly first. Bear with me. Right. So on the monthly, we took out last month's high and confidently and aggressively took out last month's low. Okay. And as we are dropping into 1 month. So we're in September, August, July. We're dropping onto June's high, this high over here. This is a key level. It's a high of a month. It's a strong level because at that price point, it pushed price down aggressively that made the month close as a doji. And if you look across, there are wild bounces at that level. Look over here, over here, over here. So I'm pretty sure something is likely to happen there. But all we're waiting for on the 15th, on our weekly and H4, we'll be looking for that opportunity. So if indeed price is reversing, then we would see that. Let me change this color of last month's low to black. So last month's low. So that's where we took last month's low out, and you can see last week we went to that low and then dropped. Okay, let's go to H4. So bear in mind on H4, like I said, all the blue and the brown lines. The blue line is the high of the week, and the brown is low of the week. Okay. So we had this week's high taken out. Okay, once that high was taken out, our focus went to the low. But by the close of the week, we didn't get there. So we had an opportunity to shift our reference point to this week's low. And you can see when the new week came, price broke it, which gave us all the indication that we want to look for lower prices. Okay. And as prices drop in, if you were looking to retrace all this, for price to retrace all the way back there, I wasn't looking at that because I thought this is a lot of money that we need to pump back in to drive price back into that level. And we have some pretty close lows together here formed as well. So I was looking at this particular swing over here. This swing. Let me zoom in. So this aggressive swing. This one down. Okay. I was looking at that, and I was looking at this order block over here. And as you can see, when price got there, it couldn't break through it. It tried a few times. For about 2 days. It stayed there and then finally dropped today. Okay. If you were to then go, so where we are now, I believe we're looking to continue our move. Let me go on the weekly to continue our move down at least to this low, because of this last week. There was no wick to the bottom. Price just opened and took off. And you remember what I always tell you, that when you see a weekly or daily candle without any wick at the top or the bottom, it's a good target area for them. Okay, they'll be looking to come there. And if they're looking to go past this level, I believe they'll want to drop onto this weekly order block. So they'll do something like that onto that order block. And then if they want to rise, then they can rise from there. But they'll at least go past this low. So on the H4, so we're still looking at bearish opportunities. So we've closed for today. We're almost going to be closing. So you're going to see price retrace back into the zone, and then start to go into Asia before we see another false rally up, then the final drop down to the area that we're targeting. Okay, if it went on the H1, we would have had an idea of where we were going from what day? Friday. Okay. No, sorry, not Friday. What day is this? So Monday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday went past Tuesday's high, and then by Thursday we then took out Tuesday's low. Once that happened, then our focus shifted on a bearish scenario. Okay, a bearish scenario. And then if we took our fib, drew from the top to the bottom where price took out Tuesday's low on Wednesday, if I zoom in, you see that price went back into the discount area. Okay, and there's a nice bearish order block in there to give us good reaction. And look at how they stalled a bit. So on the same day they returned into the area, and then they stayed around for a couple more hours. But New York, by London, New York, they took out Thursday's high that was formed after this rally back. They took it out slightly. Look at that. If you look at the high, so Friday's high is slightly higher than Thursday's high. That's why that green candle line is on top of that, of the other green line, which is the highs of the days. So you can see it took it out, formed. Did we have an engulfing? Yes, we had this. So let me remove the feed now to make it look cleaner. Okay, so we did have that engulfing. This happened in New York. And as you can see, price dropped nicely. So price we took that out, and then it retraced back into it. Beautiful setup, and then it dropped aggressively. It dropped on Friday, but by Monday today, look at the aggressive drop. So it's just been really, really aggressive today. So what I think is likely to continue happen, like I said, would be further drop down into 126,736 into that level, this level. Okay, this level over here. That's where I think we're gonna drop into. So we continue trade lower. Once we get to either of those levels, I believe they will want to come back to take out this clean highs over here. Okay, this area over here. They want to take them out. And they've stacked those orders there. So breakout traders that they're waiting for breakout. People that have got the trade direction short, their stops are here. They were here before. So they'll be there and they'll be there. Some will still be lying at the high there. Okay. So that'll be a very good place for price to be pulled towards PULLED because there's a liquidity POOL. Okay. All right. So the next one we'll look at is USD Chf. So because they are inversely correlated, if GU or EU is going down, USD Chf should be going up. Okay. In fact, look, this, before I even say, this double bottom over here is very suspicious to me. Okay, that's one. And then there's another one here. Those lows are really close to each other. Who knows what they're going to do. But hey, so what I can see for, let's go to H1. So our highs and lows will be referencing daily highs and lows, okay? So the major strong point for this drive up on, this is Monday. So from Wednesday was because, look, we had Monday's low taken out. Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, by Wednesday morning, the high was taken out, which is a carbon copy of what happened in EU and GU. This same thing happened, okay? So one, but it was on the reverse side. So once this happened, we then take our fib from the high to the top. We were expecting price to retrace back into discount area. So anything from here to here. And as you can see, price came in, and again we have bullish order block in that area as well. Price dropped into it and then took off. Okay, so we'll be looking for a trade entry long in this area. And as that happened, it started creating more opportunities for us to go higher. So we took out the high again on Tuesday. Drop your fib again. Discount area again. So we're looking for this area for price to come there. Price came there on Friday. Dilly-dally in London. Then New York, it took off. Okay. And as it took off in New York, it didn't go past. We couldn't take out new highs, but this morning in Asia, it took out Friday's high. Okay, once that happened again, we could have taken our fibs and drew from bottom to top over here. This high, and then we'll look for price to retrace back into our discount area. And in that discount area, we have this order block, bullish order block. You can see price went, kissed it nicely, and took off. Okay. So in that case, again, we could look for opportunity for a trade in this way. So this is on the H1 now. So we could look for price to come into this discount area. Okay, with this matching nicely with this manipulation bar. If we go to the H4, let's see what's in there. On the H4, we got this nice order block over there. But now we're looking at the high. We've taken out last week's high. So this is last week's high. Okay, last week's high is taken. So its low is the next reference point. Okay, we're looking for the low, so we're looking for price to come here. Once price comes here, we'll know that on the higher time frame we're going to be going south. Okay, if we're looking on the H1, we've taken out Wednesday's high out, so our focus would be today's low. So on H1, if you're looking to jump on the major drop down after it closes past the weekly low from last week, excuse me, my laptop is telling me to put in my charger. Okay, so this is what a possibility for us to see. Let me see the daily where we are. This looks interesting. We could still possibly see because there's some lows here. These lows look really enticing, so we could still see price drop down lower to take last week's low out. Last week's low and 3 weeks ago's low, they're together. So that looks like a very, very nice liquidity pool. There'll be loads of stops and breakout trades there. There'll be a lot of it. Okay, let's go to USD Jpy. So USD Jpy, our opportunity to trade south happened from 3 weeks ago. So this week, let me see, what's the date there? So week, oh, I can't see the date. Okay. So 24th of August, took out the week high of 19th, 17th of August. Okay, once that happened, our focus then shifted to the low, and that week pricing come to the low. Okay, and then our focus shifted on the following week and the following week, and then once this break happened here, he gave us the picture that okay, price wants to go south now. Okay, and as you can see, as we broke that price level, everything else just went crazy south. Okay, at this level. If we wanted to look at it more critically from the daily point of view, as I'm looking at the H1, what was happening on the H1 in relation to daily. So we can see this high, daily high as reference, and it's low. Price didn't come there. The following day, price didn't come there. The following day. Price didn't, and then until this day. Price finally crossed that level, the south. We then said, okay, now they're finally ready to move. We take our feet from the high to the low to where they did their break. Because we wouldn't have seen all of this happen, we would have just seen this swing form then. So if we put the feet there, we will have been looking for price to return back into this range. Okay, and you can see within that range, we have an order block. And then we look for our entry trade short from there. So as it stands, let me go on the weekly. Let's see. UJ. When I traded South UJ, I think I had 3-4 trades on UJ. 3 was a winner, 1 was a loss, and I was all trading them south. My target was this low. My target was that low over there. This low, and it got there. Okay. And once that happened, now it seemed to me like there's a new dynamic shift. because we've taken on the daily time frame, we've taken out yesterday, Friday, and we've taken out Friday's high as well. So which is looking like the algos are changing direction. So this early signal for a change and a possible move trade long. Okay, so all these daily highs that are stuck there, you can see price, take them out into into this significant level here. Okay, and then from there we can see a retracement back into range, and then could continue going long. So if you wanted to trade UJ, so if you're with me, type Y on the screen because I've been talking for a while now. Type Y. Gerald, Monica, Esther. Okay. Right. So AUD USD. Sorry, I just saw a quick question. Tox was saying, can we put in both trades? You can do trades, take trades in both directions when you are very good at you trading in the main direction first. So because you then know that, okay, in the bigger picture, I'm going long or I'm going short, but I'm going to trade the retrace. So the retracement back into the big picture retracement to the area where we're expecting the next move up or the next move down. So that's you can do that, but that will come with experience. You need to be good at doing the main trades first before you wanna you need to be good and disciplined and taking the main trades first. That's the main thing. So this is AU. You can see that. Let me go to monthly. Let's see what's happening there. It took our last month's high. I don't think it's going to get to last month's low because we're currently sitting on last month, no, 3 months ago. That's August. Prices at the high of August. Now these areas are areas where significant things could happen. So I'll be suspicious of this area. Very, very suspicious. On the weekly, obviously last week took out the previous week, and the cross below the low of last week is telling us we're going south. If we're going south, I can see some areas, possible areas they would like to go to before the final reversal at August high. Let me change August high to red. Let's make it thicker. Okay, so you can see how this lows. Look at this lows. They're quite look. There's a double bottom over there. Okay, on the weekly, and then there's another one here. This area as well. So this is a very high possibility that could come down into the weekly high, a monthly high, sorry, which confluences with an order block on the weekly, and then they could do that. Okay, so let's go on the H4. Let's see how it looks like. So I'm expecting a further down move. This one gives a very good picture. Last week took out a previous week high, and then we've now taken out last week's low. So this is a good move. So we could draw a fib from this high to this low. Okay, although it's not completed a swing for us. So if it ends the way it ends now, let me go on the H1 to get a clear swing. So yeah, once we move back into this area, so we're looking for a move back into this area. Okay, and it lines up nicely. So we have this, so we can see a move back up into this, and then drop to take those juicy lows. Yeah, to take out this double bottoms here. Okay, there's another one here. All the stops are just stashed, they're stacked there. Okay, so that's what I'm suspecting for AUD USD. So if you're gonna trade it, we went on the H1, you can see we have very clear indication from Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Wednesday took out Tuesday's high. Okay. And then by Thursday, its low was taken out. So once that low was taken out, you get your fib. I don't know why do I keep dropping the fib stuff now. Okay, put that on it, and we look for it to come back into our desired area. So this kind of so this range, we're looking for it. As you can see, we have an order block within that range, not too far from there. They'll prefer that. And then wait for price to get there, and then we do what we want to do. Okay, and then today offered us another opportunity to trade short. So if you could be looking at the trade back into this H1 order block. Okay, so now another opportunity that I can see, although I won't be surprised if price turns around there because it's Tuesday's low. But if they don't, then they'll come in back into that level and drop. But I won't be surprised if they drop from here. So I won't be surprised if price does that into that level, then drop. Okay. Any questions so far? Gerald Tokes, Esther, Gabriela. All right. Let's do Kiwi. Kiwi. Right. So Kiwi on the monthly. Let's clear this. So this month is we've taken our last month's high. Although I see a double top created now, like from this one, look. So now this month's the current high of this month coincides with the high from 2019 July. Okay, 2019 July. That's very suspicious. And then this high over here for June's high, it's also suspicious. So price could go into this area, bounce off, and go and then take out the double tops created. And in fact, look again, there's almost a triple top over here created here. Okay, so that could be a really nice and juicy area for target. Okay, so let's go on the weekly. Let's see what's happening. So you can see last week took out the 3 to go high, so we've taken out the low now. Today has gone into that low, so we're expecting it to retrace. Let's go on the H4. So it's clear on the H4, so you can see Friday took out last week high. Okay, so that's last week's high in the blue. Let me remove this red line. So last week Friday took out 2 weeks ago's high, and then at the moment we've taken out last week's low. So this is telling us, okay, we might be seeing further move south. If we're going south, like I said earlier, we'll be looking at June's high for price to come to minimum. You can see there's a high, price bounced off there, price bounced off there, price bounced off there, price bounced off there, bounce. So that is a significant level. Okay, so we could be trading it back into this area. We have how many pips to go? 88 pips. We've already done 128 from the top. Okay, so there's a good area, and they could do it this way. This argument even makes it stronger that because below it we also have a bullish 8-4 order block. Okay, sitting and waiting there. Okay, there's a bigger daily order block there, so we could definitely see a drop down into that area and then a shoot up from there. Okay, so if we were looking at H1, on H1 we've taken Friday, took out Thursday, today took out the lows here. So if we drop our fibs, so we'll be looking for price to come in within this range. Okay, there's an order block close, this huge blue candle there, but it's not unlike them to use that low, that price point, the low of Thursday. Okay, so they could come in to that low over there, the red line, and just drop from there. It is not unlike them to do that. Okay. Okay, Gerald said you're quite fast. Sorry, Gerald. Apologies, I'll take it a bit slow. So, but that gives you an opportunity to watch the video again. All right. So now let's look at USD CAD. USD CAD. This one I was not happy with it because I had my intention of trading this, but I missed. But we got another day, another week. No problem. Okay, so on the monthly, oh wow, this is looking, this is gonna, can you see all these stops that are set up waiting for them to be taken there? Look, this is so clear, right, that there are stops here. There. Okay, so at the moment we've taken our last month's low. Okay, we've taken our last month's low. We're currently driving up. We're running into a key level at the moment, which is the low from June. Okay, June's low. Let me clarify that. Is that June? Yep, June's low. Okay, what could happen at this point? Who knows? Okay, so here is we're on a significant point. Okay, there's in fact two significant points, and also July's low is there as well. So if we came back on the weekly, you can see that's where we are now, and the weekly is telling us, you know what, that I'm happy going long. So we'll have been stalking longs for a while, from 2 weeks ago on USD CAD. This double top over here looks really nice for them to come and take, you know, so I won't be surprised if they took that level out into this bearish order block. So for them to do that and drop. So these two highs, double tops on the weekly, there'll be a lot of stops resting there, and you can see this week took out that low, and then the following week took out the high, which then gave us inclination last week to start looking for longs. Let's go on the H4. Okay, beautiful setups. So look at that. The low was taken, the new week started, took out the high, brilliant. We drew up the fib, came back into the discount area, and then shoots off again. Okay, so we're currently at a significant level, and if I'm looking, I'll be suspicious at the moment. I'll just wait, start looking for what the algo wants to do from a daily point of view, and then take it into that. So we are now in, look, there is a bearish H4 order block over here. So what could happen there? I don't know. Price will tell us. So if we went on the H1, looking at the daily for reference. So if you didn't take your trade off of the weekly, you could have done that off of the daily as reference. So if we were anticipating a bullish move, so you would have seen this happen. Sorry. So this would have been, oh, it's in front here. So this week took out 2 days worth of low. Okay. And even before then, this low took out that day's low. Okay, and then our reference was going to be the high, but we didn't get there. We created another reference high over here. Before the end of the day, took it out, gave us automatically an opportunity to go long from top to the bottom of that swing. Discount level, did we find an order block in that area? Yes. And then we start looking for further move up, and you can see price dipped in again. We had another stop hunt happen here. Another confirmation happened. So if you've missed it on the first day that it happened, you could have seen this taking out the high again. Okay, but this day you might have been stopped out because if you took your trade off of this swing, but if you took it off this swing, you'll still be in the money. And finally, this day took out the lows. So that's Wednesday, I think. Wednesday took out Tuesday's low. Thursday blew out the high, confirming the market structure break. Okay. Took out the high. Do out the same thing. Draw the fib. Wait for discount. And wait for our entry pattern. Okay, and then Friday, that was beautiful. First opportunity trade was Asia. You can see in Asia, let me zoom in. In Asia, there was our engulf happened, but a beautiful one also happened in London session. This one over here. Okay. And boom, took off. Never looked back until where we are now at this critical point. And can you see something here? What can you see here? What can you see with this? What is happening here? Anybody? Anybody? Do you know what's happening at that level now? What can you see rather? What can you see? What can you see? All the candles. Yes, reacting to order block, Gerald. But also, look at their highs. What's happening? They're almost all equal. They're enticing people to start putting their stops there. Okay? If we went on the lower time frame, you see better. Look. Enticing people to put their stops there. This I can guarantee you, if they want to go south, they're already enticing people to put their stop there. They will take all of them out into that order block that we've marked out from the H4, right? That will fuel their move in whatever direction, in the direction they want to go. Yeah, Gerald, you're right. But they're creating engineering liquidity. They're engineering liquidity because of what they want to do. Okay. All right. So, any questions? USD Tope said is going sideways. Yes, it's going sideways, but they're engineering liquidity. That's what they're doing. When it's going sideways and you're having equal highs or you're having equal lows, they're not. It's not a mistake. It's so by now you should know that we're looking at their footprint. Okay, they're purposely doing that. They're doing that on purpose so that they can attract people. Breakout order there, because there's some people in the books which I've read before as well. They say when you see price bouncing off of these areas, double tops, triple tops, you put your order there, for breakout. There's a good level, or you keep trading it short. So it bounced off one, so that's 1, 2, 3. When it's coming again, I want to trade it short. That's what they say in the books, but they know what they're doing. The banks know what they're doing. So USD CAD will be the last pair for tonight, guys. Like I said, I want to get my early night rest. I don't know. I think age is catching up on me. Now I sleep a bit earlier than normal. But do you have any questions, guys? In the absence of any question, or no questions rather, I will be saying good night and God bless y'all. But make sure you do your homework, please. You've not posted any more of your analysis. It's been you've gone cold again. So please post your analysis. It is important. Okay. For me, it's good night and God bless.